We are at Udayagiri. So Udayagiri is supposed to be, part of the diamond triangle. We have got two triangles. One is a golden triangle that consists of Bhubaneswar, Puri and Konark. The other one is called diamond triangle, Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri and Udayagiri. So Udayagiri is all of them are Buddhist sites spanning from the time of, I would say not Ashoka, but at least from the time of Shunga, that is 1st century, 2nd century BC. That is the Lalitgiri is supposed to be the earliest site, and where we had discovered even the Buddha's relic, tooth relic. So that is displayed there in that museum. And then we have Ratnagiri and Udayagiri. Ratnagiri will be visiting. So what makes Udayagiri so unique, so special is that here you have this Vajrayana stupa.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Welcome to Stories of Odisha. Today is a very auspicious occasion, and on behalf of Sarna, we wish you all our viewers a happy Kartika Purnima. So, we all know that Odisha has a rich maritime heritage, and it has played a very important role in carrying out trade in the Southeast Asia and East and Far East. Through Jitu sir's book, of course, Embracing Compassion, we have read so much about the stories and the legends of Tapasu and Bhalika and how important role they played. And we also know about the legends of how Ashoka, who fought the Battle of Kalinga here, and that transformed him from Chandashoka and he became Dharmashoka. And Odisha in particular has played a very important role in Buddhism. And today our talk is about the Buddhist tourism circuit in Odisha and what significance we play in ideating and curating tourism in the state of Odisha. Sir, my question to you would be, we all know that Buddhism has spread from here to across nations. But why do you think Odisha in particular, especially the Diamond Triangle, has so much of significance to play when we talk about developing Buddhist circuit tourism in Odisha?
Okay, thank you, Rosalind. Today is the auspicious Kartik Purnima day. As Rosalind told, we remember our ancestors who used to be brave sailors, bridging the Bay of Bengal and journeying into the far off islands and bringing so much of wealth. And those wealth were used for the construction of temples, Buddhist monasteries, and Odisha used to be a very prosperous region. So now when you ask about the Diamond Triangle, Odisha has two triangles, tourist triangles. One is the Golden Triangle, Bhubaneswar, Puri and Konark. The other one is the Diamond Triangle, which consists of Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri and Udayagiri. They are the three important Buddhist sites. So when you ask about the significance of this Diamond Triangle, so what makes it so unique in the entire Indian subcontinent? I would say even in the entire world, this is the region where you have the three sects of Buddhism, three branches of Buddhism, Hinayana, Mahayana and Vajrayana. They had equal footings. So right from the beginning of, I would not say Ashoka's time even, if you consider Langudi, which is an extension of that Diamond Triangle, there you have the Ashokan Stupa. But considering, Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, Udayagiri, you have right from 1st, 2nd century BC, that is Shunga Satavahana period in Indian history, till 12th, 13th century when Konark Sun Temple was built. For a period of almost 1500 years, this was a very prosperous Buddhist civilizations where you had all the branches. There were so many scholarly activities happening, and the entire area, as per the Huensang, who was the Chinese pilgrim, who had come to India as a traveler, he talks about Pushpagiri University, and this is where various branches of science, logic, philosophy, mathematics were debated, and there used to be scholarly pursuits. So this is how it was a very important center. And so this is what is my answer to your question.
So, if it has been so much of significance in the past, why don't we see Odisha becoming popular as a Buddhist tourism destination?
Yeah, see, you are right. If you compare it with Sarnath or Bodh Gaya, Bihar, or even Ajanta Ellora or Sanchi in Madhya Pradesh, so Odisha lags behind. So there is one major reason is that um, the lack of proper strategy what we have not made so far. Uh, like those who come to Odisha, as tourists or travelers, they mostly stay either in Bhubaneswar or in Puri.
Okay.
So there are not many facilities here in the Diamond Triangle to live to stay, or even though they were there in the past, but they had not been properly advertised. So when they are staying at Bhubaneswar or Puri, so by the time they have their breakfast in the morning and then they leave for this Diamond Triangle, which is about 2 hours from Bhubaneswar, 2.5 hours, depending again on traffic. So by the time you reach, it is already noon time and you are exhausted. So you have to walk for about 800 meters, 1 kilometers in Udayagiri. You have to climb hills at Ratnagiri as well as at Lalitgiri. So you become very exhausted. And those who come, they are mostly in the middle age or senior citizens, because we are not able to attract much the youngsters and they get exhausted. So the wrong timing is one of the major factors. So that is one of the major reasons. The second reason is that when we talk about Buddhist tourism here, so you, as I told you, that you get here at the noon times and you get exhausted. Most of the Buddhist tourists, those who are interested in Buddhist tourism, they not just want to see the monuments, but they also want to immerse themselves in the local culture, as well as also they want to retrospect self reflections by doing a little meditations or walking mindfully around the stupas.
I understand where you're
So,
getting there. Yes, yes.
so early morning would be the ideal time at the
Okay.
time of sunrise, maybe
Okay.
around 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock,
Okay.
so that you can come and sit quietly for about half an hour, 1 hour,
Okay.
and
Okay.
self retrospections. You could do meditations.
Okay.
You could connect to you could have a spiritual experience. So this is what is missing here.
So I understand you say that there is a particular timing in which ideally the tourists or the travelers should be reaching
Right.
the Diamond Triangle.
Right.
What are the other factors that you think would impact
Yeah.
making this a better a hub?
Yeah, so that is another thing. So a few years back, we had one of the largest hotels constructed at Ratnagiri,
Mhm.
on the foothills of Ratnagiri, and I think there was a Buddhist conference for which it was constructed, but it did not work out, because in a place like Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri, Udayagiri, or even a place like Ajanta also, you don't need a large establishment. When we talk about hotels or resorts, you need small establishments where there could be camping sites, there could be like homestays or Airbnb, or travelers lodge, consisting of 2 to 3 in very serene locations, and they can be operate managed by the local communities, the rural
So we are
communities.
talking about community-driven.
Community driven tourism, it has to be aesthetically appealing. They are not just coming here to see Buddhist sites, they are also coming to understand, explore the aspects of rural Odisha, the culture of rural Odisha. So it has to be integrated. Then there are also nearby sites like other iconic tourist sites, like for example Gopalpur, which is a textile hub, and then Jajpur, which is an important Shaktipeeth. Then Bhitarkanika National Park is not very far from there. Then you have beach also. So you have Cuttack, a millennium city, old city. So all these things can be integrated, provided they get an accommodation at the site itself, so that we can bring in the concept of slow travel, more mindful travel, engaging with the local communities, immersing in the local culture. They are going to release the local food, like for example kakra pitha, or various kinds of sweet meats, or anything which is
So
local to
we
Odisha.
are talking about building up of right infrastructure.
Yes.
Other than infrastructure, do you think storytelling plays an important
Yes,
role?
of course. And unfortunately, we do not have any kind of guides at the site. And there are a lot of youngsters, I would say youngsters, or look, educated people in the region where the Diamond Triangle is located. So they could be given training. They could be imparted training program. Told about stories, and books like this should be in everyone's hands. There can be various kinds of scholarly conversation talks. There can be a convention halls where and also film shows. So all these things can be made, so that uh, the visitors who are coming to Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri, Udayagiri, that is Diamond Triangle, they get a very immersive experience.
I agree to that. So I was recently in Japan, and the kind of experience that I had over there, I think that's unparalleled.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest, sir, we can do to build Odisha as a Buddhist tourism circuit hub?
Yes, I think first, as I told you, there has to be local initiatives, local accommodations, aesthetically designed, with basic, with facilities, and then uh, in engaging the local communities. That is one thing, so that people, the tourist travelers, those who are serious people, serious tourist travelers, they can stay there and experience as the whole circuit for 3-4 days. So that is one thing. And secondly, you need to promote these sites as much as can. So this is one side, but I think more and more books should be written by various people having different kinds of perspectives. There can be, cultural programs, like Jatra, for example, is one of the major cultural things happening there. I mean, it has been a part of their heritage, the local heritage. So where, like these local operas, involving various Buddhist themes of related to Odisha's Buddhist history, can be enacted by the local committees, and then can, they can experience it.
Educating and awareness is very
educating
important.
awareness.
Yes.
They invite more travel writers, bloggers, filmmakers to come and, explore these sites, and they are also influencers, through their videos or their the writings. More and more people can be attracted. So that is another thing can be done. So this is how we can actually, create an experience for Buddhist tourism in Odisha.
So, sir, to wrap up our conversations, it has been really interesting listening to you. There is a lot that we are also doing through our organization, Sarna, but where do you see Odisha in future on the map of Buddhist tourism?
See, if these actions are taken seriously from now onwards, I think in next 5 years we will see a huge change. The footfalls, the Buddhist footfalls will come up. We can also introduce, like a direct flight to Colombo. Of course, we have now direct flight to Singapore and Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur, but we can definitely, and Dubai also, but definitely Sri Lanka being a country, and Odisha and Sri Lanka had a very
Strong
connections right from the time of Ashoka. So we could attract more and more tourists from Sri Lanka. So these are the things we need to do.
Yes, from Sri Lanka, from Japan.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
from Japan, from Sri Lanka, from Thailand. So that is how I think we can bring it.
Thank you so much, sir,
Okay,
for
welcome.
sharing your insights.
Thank you so much.
And I hope our viewers enjoyed this discussion. And let's see how we can improve the tourism sector in our state. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Namaskar.